Today we'll be diving into the Dewey Decimal Classification System, its significance, challenges, and adaptations in modern libraries. In this presentation, we'll explore how the DDC works, why it's still relevant, the challenges it faces, and how libraries are evolving beyond it. Let's get started. To start off with, what is the Dewey Decimal System? The Dewey Decimal Classification, otherwise known as the DDC, is a hierarchical system used by libraries worldwide to organize books by subject matter. It was developed by Mayville Dewey in 1873 and remains one of the most widely used classification systems today. The idea behind the DDC is very simple. Every book is assigned a unique numerical code based on its subject. These numbers, printed on the book spines, allow for systematic shelving and easy retrieval. Whether you're looking for a book on astronomy or poetry, the DDC ensures that you'll be able to find the related materials in the section. However, despite its efficiencies, it does have some limitations, which we'll discuss later. The DDD is structured into 10 main categories, ranging from 000 to 999, each representing a broad subject area. For example, 000 and 099 cover general knowledge, while 500 to 599 is dedicated to science. Each category is further divided into subcategories for more specificity. For instance, 510 focuses on mathematics, 520 on astronomy, and 530 on physics. This creates a logical, hierarchical structure, making it easy for librarians and readers to locate materials efficiently. However, one challenge is that some subjects overlap, making classification tricky. This issue has led to debates on whether the DDC should be updated to reflect modern knowledge more accurately. While the DDC is a valuable tool, it is not without its challenges. One major issue is that some books fit into multiple categories. For example, a book on environmental ethics could be classified under philosophy, which is in the 100s, or it could be classified under environmental science, which is in the 300s. This requires librarians to make judgment calls, which can sometimes be inconsistent between different libraries. Another criticism is that the DDC reflects biases from the time it was created. Some subjects, such as LGBTQ topics and non-Western philosophies, have historically been marginalized or placed in less prominent sections. These challenges have led many librarians to rethink how they use the DDC and whether modifications or alternative classification systems might be better suited to today's diverse collections. Despite these challenges, the DDC remains the most widely used classification system globally. It has been translated into over 30 languages and is utilized in more than 130 countries. Even though alternative systems like the Library of Congress classification exist, the DDC's simplicity and adaptability has kept it relevant, particularly in school libraries. The Dewey Decimal System incorporates a large number of different topics and titles, and so it is ideal for public libraries and school libraries because when you go between libraries, it will all be standardized. So why does the DDC matter? One major reason is that it standardizes book organization, making it easier for users to locate materials. Imagine if every library had a different system. Finding books would be incredibly frustrating. The DDC provides a universal structure that enables interlibrary collaboration and efficient cataloging. Additionally, it supports subject-based browsing, which can enhance research and learning experiences. For school libraries, the DDC is particularly useful because it aligns with educational structures, allowing students to develop research skills by understanding how information is categorized. One other key advantage is that it can be used to accommodate new knowledge by expanding its decimal structure. This flexibility ensures that emerging subjects, such as artificial intelligence or climate change, can be classified without disrupting the system's overall integrity. Understanding these key figures helps us appreciate why the DDC continues to play a vital role in library organizations. In practice, the DDC is applied to both physical and digital libraries, as well as public libraries, school libraries, and small academic libraries. Physical books are labeled with their DDC numbers, which guide shelving locations. Digital catalogs also use the DDC to tag and categorize books, making them searchable online. This dual application ensures that the DDC remains relevant in an era where digital resources are increasingly important. However, some libraries are adapting their approaches by using simplified signage, color-coded labels, or even interactive digital guides to help users navigate collections more easily. These adaptations show that while the DDC is still effective, there's always room for improvement. Librarians play a crucial role in managing and updating the DDC classifications. They need to understand its structures, stay informed about revisions, and recognize its limitations. One of the most important skills is knowing how to balance strict classification with user accessibility. While precision is important, overly complex systems can frustrate library patrons. Some libraries are now using hybrid methods, blending the DDC with user-friendly labels or theme sections. This approach helps bridge the gap between structured classification and intuitive browsing, ensuring that libraries remain both organized and welcoming. One of the biggest trends in library classification is genreification, the practice of organizing books by theme rather than strict numerical classification. Many school libraries are adopting this approach because it makes browsing easier for students. Instead of searching by numbers, readers can go directly to sections like fantasy, mystery, or STEM. However, this method has its drawbacks. While it enhances user experience, it can disrupt standardized cataloging processes and make it harder for libraries to share resources. The key question is whether libraries should modify the DDC or replace it entirely. Most experts argue a balanced approach, blending structured classification with modern, reader-friendly adaptation. In the digital age, the traditional structure of the DDC is being challenged. Online platforms often use keyword tagging and artificial intelligence to help users discover books, rather than relying on a rigid classification. Additionally, cultural representation is an ongoing concern. The DDC was created in a Western-centric academic environment, which means some subjects, particularly those related to non-Western cultures, are not always classified fairly. Efforts are underway to make the DDC more inclusive, but the process is gradual. Some libraries have taken matters into their own hands by adjusting classifications to better reflect their diverse communities. The best approach is to not abandon the DDC completely, but rather to enhance it. Many libraries are implementing hybrid models that incorporate reader-friendly elements while maintaining the benefits of structured classification. For example, some use Dewey for nonfiction, but arrange fiction by genre. Others add labels and color codes to make navigation easier. Many school libraries also use a simplified method of Dewey so that it's easier for young students to find what they're looking for. These innovations show that the DDC is not static. It can evolve to meet modern needs while still preserving its fundamental purpose of organizing knowledge. In summary, the Dewey Decimal System remains a powerful tool for organizing library collections. While it has its limitations, it continues to be widely used because of its flexibility and global recognition. Rather than discarding it, libraries should seek ways to refine and modernize it. By balancing tradition with innovation, we can ensure that libraries remain accessible, educational, and user-friendly for future generations. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Here are the sources used in today's discussion. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.